Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren over there in Newcastle, England. And speaking of Newcastle, England, we're going to talk about Newcastle's very own Josh Kelly, who recently is coming off of a another impressive performance against Chris George, another domestic level fighter from Australia. Shout out to MBT Boxers out there in Australia, by the way. He put me on to Chris George, but Chris George got stopped by Josh Kelly. And Eddie Hearn is looking to see what the next move is for Josh Kelly. He's developing. He's probably, I would say, outside of Anthony Joshua and the guys who are at the top of the matchroom stable of the prospects. Okay, Josh Kelly is the one getting the most buzz. He's the one getting the most hype. He is the one who let's believe, based off of his skills, his amateur background, his style that is fan friendly, that he'll be a force to be reckoned with, and that he has the highest star potential of the matchroom prospects. That's what I'm led to believe, and many others are led to believe. But the question is now concerning with Josh Kelly, because he's clearly shown, he fought Carlos Molina, dominated him, clearly dominated Chris George, So he's proven that he's above domestic level. But just who the question is, what kind of guys right now do you match Josh Kelly with? Because with his amateur background, and with how he's been fighting in the pro ranks so far, he's been knocking these dudes down like bowling pins, straight up and down, but knocking them down like bowling pins. And we want and the concern, the question now is, what type of fighter do you put Josh Kelly in there with to where he can get the proper experience, so he can move on to that contender stage and maybe that world class and the world championship stage. That's the question. So Eddie Hearn is pretty much on record saying that he wants Josh Kelly in his next fight to fight the likes of a Brandon Rios or Victor Ortiz. My initial thoughts on that are that Rios, he's taken a lot of punishment in his career. Danny Garcia in his last fight knocked him into next week, and he'll give him some rounds. He'll be able to give Josh Kelly some rounds. He would definitely, it'll be fun while it lasts. But what's Josh Kelly going to learn from Brandon Rios? Brandon Rios is a guy that would be hit. So I don't know about that one. Then you got a guy like Devin Alexander, who is coming off of a tough draw, but I thought he won. He should have got the draw. I believe he fought Victor Ortiz, and then they also said he also said he wouldn't mind putting him in there with the Victor Ortiz as well. So there's definitely options for Josh Kelly. I'll read you the quote before I get into who I think he should fight. So here's what Eddie Hearn said. He said, I quote, "I'd like to see Kelly fight an American name. I'd like to see Kelly fight Victor Ortiz or Brandon Rios or someone like that. Again, he's had 7 fights. Josh Kelly is a genius, and he's a star. He's levels above the Commonwealth title, and he showed that tonight. The way he dealt with this guy suggests that he's beyond even British and European level. So generally speaking, if you're beyond British or European level, then shit, you a contender, pretty much. You a contender. That's basically what Eddie Hearn is saying. This man is a contender. Basically, because you can't move past once you move past those stages, then you get to fringe contender, world title challenger, those levels you get into once you move past those stages. So let's get into who I think Josh Kelly should fight, because I think there's some really good options out there for him. There's 2 guys. If you just go through the welterweight division, there's 2 guys whose names stick out glaringly to me. Actually, 3. There's 3 guys that stick out glaringly to me, and I'm gonna spew off the names. So the 3 guys that I think Josh Kelly should fight, okay, are as follows: Francisco Santana, Konstantin Ponomarev, and your Dennis Ugas. Those are the 3 options I would look at. I was Eddie Hearn, because those are guys that I believe Josh Kelly can beat, but also, aside from just beating them, get the proper experience to move on to that world title challenging and world championship stage that he so longs for. So let's start with Francisco Santana. This is a fight and the option that won't be available to Kelly till much later on. Maybe not until 2019, because if you guys don't know, Francisco Santana is part of the under-publicized Evander Holyfield WBC tournament that's going on, and he's coming off of a massive upset victory. I'm surprised that most people didn't talk about this, but it wasn't televised. It wasn't a big deal in terms of, it wasn't on TV, so you kind of out of sight, out of mind. But Francisco Santana scored a upset majority decision victory over Felix Diaz in the first round of the tournament, and Diaz was the favorite of the tournament. So, I mean, that raised my eyebrows when I saw it. I said, man, he beat Felix Diaz. Shout out to him because Felix Diaz is a good fighter, man. So, Santana, I wouldn't mind seeing him go that route. I think he's definitely an option later on down the road once the tournament is over. Should he win or lose, it's still an option. Konstantin Ponomariov has been a guy that's been ranked consistently in the IBF ranking. He's ranked 10 in the WBC rankings. So, and he's a decent little fighter. Could be someone that they look into because he's been linked to fight the likes of Errol Spence. So why not him? And then obviously your Dennis Ugas. Ugas is a guy that has not, that coming into the pros had a lot of expectation, had a lot of people were expecting a lot of Ugas, and he took some losses early in his career. He lost to the likes of Johnny Garcia. He lost to the likes of Amir Imam, Emmanuel. He lost 3 of his first 20 fights or something like that. And since that loss to Amir Imam, which was in 2014, he's gone on a 7-fight win streak. 7-fight win streak. He's beaten the likes of Brian Perella, Thomas Delorme, Ray Robinson. Not the best names in the world, but recognizable names to us that are in the know that follow boxing. And he's in line for Errol Spence title shot that Errol Spence doesn't want to give him at the moment because Errol Spence wants to fight bigger names because Errol Spence just fought Carlos Ocampo, so he doesn't see the need to fight Ugas right now. Some people are saying Errol Spence is ducking. I ain't going to be mad if they do say he's ducking because I think it's a fight he should take. But that being said, man, those are just a couple names that jump off the page to me. A couple names that I would also look to explore if I was Eddie Hearn are because he's saying he wants American names. So 2 American names I see ranked in the top 20 of the WBC rankings, 3 actually. We'll say Adrian Granados, who's not really a true welterweight, but he's in the welterweight rankings for WBC. You got Adrian Granados, you got Brandon Rhea, you got Lamont Peterson, and then you got Saddam Ali, who I think will want to return to welterweight. So those are all good names. Those are all ways you could go. But the names that I think are the most realistic names, because I don't think Eddie had to overpay him, and even if he did, he has the money. You have I'm thinking Francisco Santana, I'm thinking Ponomariov, and then I'm thinking his name Santana, Ponomariov, or Dennis Ugas. Those are the names I would explore. So that's my opinion. You can give me yours in the comments down below, because right now Josh Kelly's in that random place in a young fighter's career. When you come up the Olympics and there's a lot of hype behind you, right now he's in that special place between being something special or being a hype job. He's right in between that right now. And these next couple of fights are gonna move the needle in one of those directions. So we'll see what happens, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who should Josh Kelly fight next? I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Take the time to subscribe to all that good stuff, like I say in every video. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding, dang it. So until next time, take care, guys.